G'day team, it's Jeb here from Adelaide RV and we are back for another episode of Adventure Ready, and today we're here at the Big 4 Renmark and we're going to be showing you through emptying your toilet cassette. That's right, the job that nobody likes to do, but it has to be done, and today it's time for me to do it, so we thought why not get the camera out and film another episode and show you exactly how to empty your toilet cassette. So come with me as I pull it out and we'll head over to the dump point. Okay, so as I said, we are on location here. This is during our Christmas and New Year's holiday, our family holiday to Renmark here. We're in the Big 4 caravan park in Renmark on the mighty Murray River, and this is a real life situation. So my toilet cassette does need to be emptied. So we're just gonna walk you through the process. And again, we really hope that this helps you get the confidence to be able to do it and not stress around, you know, the dirty old fact of emptying the toilet cassette. Now, when I say dirty, it's not dirty at all. But again, you want to make sure that you practice your basic hygiene anytime you finish doing this. So make sure you go and wash your hands thoroughly. Give this area a nice, good clean out. Although the toilet cassettes are designed to capture absolutely everything. On the inside of the caravan, you will see there is a little indicator light. So when the toilet cassette is full, that little indicator light will come on just to warn you to stop. Now, it is vitally important that you do stop and empty it when that comes on. If you continue to use the toilet, you may overflow that particular toilet cassette, meaning that you'll actually hold some of your urine or anything like that, or even just the waste water, tissue paper inside of the actual bowl. Now, we don't want that, because when we pull this cassette out, it is then going to naturally come out as well. So make sure you keep a close eye on that little indicator, and anytime that little indicator light does glow up, now again, it doesn't have to just be looking at the indicator. When you open the flap and look down inside of the toilet, you will actually be able to see how full that cassette is. So again, a bit of common sense prevails here, guys, making sure that you do empty it very, very frequently just to ensure that you don't have any risk of overflowing. So we're going to get into it. So basically, you have your little hatch here back in behind where the toilet is. So we're just going to open that hatch up, and you will see here you've got this orange handle, and again, you'll see it seats in here nice and close. So whenever we're about to empty it, we're just going to lift that handle up, and you'll see it will pop out there. Okay, just give it a little shimmy. All right, and that is going to come back. There is a handle here, okay, that you can grab it with, but as this pulls out, this actually is an extendable handle, and the toilet cassette is on wheels. So as opposed to carrying this 20 odd litres, which would be 20 kilograms, over to the toilet cassette, when it is full, you can just wheel it along on the wheels that are in the back. So we're going to slide that out there, and you'll see as we put that down, you'll see a set of wheels there at the bottom and our handle coming up. So we're going to wheel that over in a moment, but before we do, I just thought I'd give you a look inside of here. Now, we do encourage anytime you empty the toilet cassette just to leave this open. Now, the reason we do that, if your wife or children or someone is inside and they go to use the toilet, when they open the flap, they'll be able to see that the toilet cassette is not in there, because obviously you'll see the daylight coming through on the inside. If you shut that door up and it's nice and dark, somebody may accidentally use the toilet inside, meaning that whatever comes out is going to fall through into this cavity here. Now, again, we don't want that. We want to be capturing it all inside of the toilet cassette. So leave that open. That's just good practice. So we call this the walk of shame, but unfortunately, it's 500 people in this caravan park, and almost every one of them has to do the same thing. So don't be embarrassed by it, guys. It is what it is. Just embrace it and strut on over to the dump point. So it's really important just to make sure that you do know where the dump point is before you're in the situation that you need it. So again, when you check into your caravan parks will give you a little map which will show you where your site is, your allocated site in the caravan park, and the little dump points will always be indicated on those sites. Commonly, they are situated somewhere around the amenities block. In this case here at the Big 4, it is just off to the side of one of the amenities blocks here. But again, your map will tell you exactly where it is, or someone at reception at the actual caravan park will be able to indicate where it is. Now, if you're free camping, you'll see that you will, there'll be dump points in, random towns and things like that. So Wikicamps is a great little app for dump points that are out and about inside of the town. If you're free camping and you're not necessarily in a caravan park and you still need to empty your toilet cassette, your dump points will be things like in the back of tourist information centres, and the like. So Wikicamp's a great little spot there. You can search via dump points and actually see where your designated dump points are in each town. But of course, if you are in a caravan park like we are here today in Renmark, then you're going to have dump points in your caravan park. So we're just about approaching the dump point here now. So we're going to wheel this along. All right, so this is what your dump point's going to look like. So you basically just lift up that big lid. There's always going to be some nice remnants in there from your neighbours. Dump point etiquette is definitely a thing. So just make sure when you do finish, you'll see in a moment, we're going to hose that right out. Again, don't just dump it in there and leave, because the next person that's going to come along has to literally deal with your shit, and we don't want that. So you're going to take the cap off at the top there like so. Just place that down wherever. You'll see on the back there's a little button there. If you press that in, it's going to get a bit of air in there. So again, we can just pull that down like so, press that in till there's nothing left. Now I'm just going to put a bit of water in there, so a little tappy alongside. So I'll probably fill that back up, you know, maybe a quarter. I'll just put the lid back on, and then I'll just give it a good shake. Any toilet paper that's sitting on the side wall, that's just going to capture that and get rid of that. Just go back in again. Now again, for us, it's just always number ones. If there's number twos in there, you may need to do that a few times. Okay, so we'll always use the toilet blocks for number twos, but number ones are in here. Give that a good shake like so. Cap back on. Off to the side, and then we just want to hose down the area. Always leave your dump point nice and clean. Again, you don't want the next person that's coming along to have to deal with that. So you see that's nice and clean there now. Shut the lid down and back we go. Go ahead. Okay, so before we put the cassette back inside of its little cassette holder, I'm just going to drop a little drop-in in there. Now again, there's heaps of different types of solutions when it comes down to toilet chemical or toilet tablets or drop-ins. So obviously find what works for you. I use little drop-ins, so they're just like a little sachet. And they just come in a little bag. So I'm going to grab them out of the boot in a tick. But again, there's chemical that you can measure out and obviously tip in. Again, there's little eau de Bigorre tablets. So again, do some research on that. I don't promote anything in particular. I'm not affiliated with anyone in particular. Again, I just purchase the little toilet drop-ins. I find they work quite well and always eliminate the smell. I never really have an issue at all. There's also a cassette tank cleaner that you can buy as well. I'm not going to do that today, but in the event that you do have, you know, an older toilet cassette, you can buy a toilet cassette cleaner. Fill the toilet cassette up full of water, put the cassette cleaner in there, and then just leave it for 24 hours, even on one of your drives out of the caravan park, and just so it can swish around. That chemical can really break down any remnants or any kind of old gunk, I guess, that's sitting on the inside wall of a toilet cassette. So that's a good product as well. Probably got that in here as well. So that's what I use. It's an old pack. It's come with me for ages, but they're just a Camco Caravan loo treatment. There's 15 drop-ins or little sachets inside of there. You only just need one. Let me see if I can find this cassette tank cleaner. So that's the cassette tank cleaner there. Again, I'm not going to do that today, but if you do, it says it on the back, obviously all the different amounts, 300 mils for 5 litres of water. So just work that out with how much you would need in the event you need to clean that cassette out. Mine's almost brand new. We've only had this van for, you know, 12 months and used it for probably 8 weeks. That's it. So it doesn't need it yet, but it is there just in case. So pop that back in there like so. We'll take this with us. We'll head down the back. I've got the tap at the back of the caravan. We'll just put a bit of water in it. We'll drop this back in and we'll slide it in. Job done. So if you stick your head in there, you'll see they're just like little sachets. That's all they are, and it just breaks down over time. Just saves mixing chemical. I don't have to worry about chemical spilling inside of any boots or inside of the van. Again, I always just like to put a bit of water in, so I'll just put a cap of water in there, just so there's something in there with it. Like so. And then I'll grab that out. I'm just going to literally pop that in there like that. Put that back on. Slide that back in. And again, you'll hear a little click when it's in properly. You'll see that seat's back in there like so. Job done. So there we have it, guys. Toilet cassette is emptied, cleaned, new sachet in there, ready to be used again. You'll be emptying it every 2 to 3 days just with normal use. Again, if you've got a big family and they're using it all the time, maybe a little bit more frequent, but again, it's not scary. So the more frequent you empty it, the better in my opinion. But if that's the hardest thing you've got to do on a holiday like this, then that's a win for me. So time to go and have a beer and enjoy.